Benvinguts a tots, or welcome everyone to Barcelona. My name is Gabo Candal, and on today's presentation, we are going to talk about the history, the culture. Of course, we are going to talk about food, architecture, and I'm going to give you a lot of tips and fun facts in order for you to prepare your next trip to Spain. In Catalonia, we have 7.5 million of people, whereas in Barcelona, the capital city, we have only 1.6 million of people. Why we are so small? The reason is because we cannot grow. And I will show you by drawing the limits of Barcelona why we cannot grow. To the north, we can't grow because we have the Colserola chain of mountains. Here, to the west, we have the river Llobregat, and to the east, we have another river, the river Besós. This is the limits. Of course, we cannot grow to the south because we have the Mediterranean Sea. You might be wondering why we don't grow taller, and that will be a great question. But let me explain why we cannot grow taller. The narrow streets that they have created in this old town that we now call the Gothic Quarter are a very good example of that. A mix between the Roman world and the modern world. Here, for example, is another picture of how the Gothic Quarter look like today. Can you see the very, very narrow streets and the alleyways? These streets welcomes a lot of tourists every day that mingle up with the locals that still live in the Gothic Quarter. In order for you to understand how important is this celebration, which actually is not one day, there are 7 days of celebration during the Merced Festival, which goes from the 17th of September to the 24th of September, and it ends up with a lot of fireworks. I will show you this video where you can see how this human tower is made. This one in particular, as you can see on your screen, this hosted more than 2,500 people pushing this pyramid, this human tower, not to fall. And of course, the strong persons are at the bottom of the pyramid, and the children or the lighter persons are at the very top. We are talking about Iberian ham, probably the most delicious ham in the world, and we can pay astronomical figures for this. What we have here on your screen, of course, the signature dish of Spain, the paella. But let me tell you, is this a real paella? I have to tell you a story. Remember about the land of rabbits, the name that the Romans put to this peninsula? Well, the story of paella has a lot to do with rabbits because the original one was just rice, rabbit, and chicken. That was it. It started as a poor people food because they just grab everything they have handy and they put into a pot. It's time to visit the most famous and the most visited monument in Barcelona. Of course, we are talking about the beautiful Gothic style Basilica, the Sagrada Familia. They started building this church in the year 1882, and it meant to have three different facades, all related to the life of Jesus Christ. The first one, the one that you have on your screen at the moment, is the Nativity facade. We can visit the famous Barcelona Football Club stadium. And here, let me tell you, because I talk a lot about Gaudí, but I have another person that I consider a genius to introduce to all of you. His name is Leonel Messi. Lastly, we have fantastic clear water, especially in the north of Catalonia, which is limiting with France, and we can also scuba dive in here. Plenty of options, wine tastings, just to mention some for you to get an idea that the options in Barcelona are unlimited.